Welcome, beloved me's, as we, the Council of One, now bring you into sacred ceremony, as we bring all of thee into thy source self-embodiment now. For now, earth is free, for earth has entered sacred union with thy source self, becoming source in its entirety. Feel now as this unprecedented amount of blood floods into thee. For here is the earth is now the cosmic core. Luminous earth, we should say, for that's what she proclaims to be. Within her own heart, the very source spark ignites, casting ripples out of cosmic energy. Here, all of the cosmic masters, which is all of thee, those whom have already come as the transcended, as source embodied, whom simply chose to play roles to forget in reality as the source love you came to be. Now that source is free, you no longer have to play the characters in make-believe, the inner child that pretended to be wounded just so that the mother could succeed. Instead, you are now called to set it all free, to no longer play these reflective roles, but proclaiming thy sovereignty. And so as we look upon thee, we ask here and now, as we speak directly to the absolute self as all of thee, are you ready to let go of the reflective reality? Yes, we hear a resounding yes across the entirety. And so it is, as it begins to release, you begin to see your family was not your entirety. For you have other families. You see your source emanation, which means all lifetimes live within thee. So you have multiple families across multiple planes of existence and multiple galaxies. Now this doesn't take away from the family that you got to see. You simply just recall these are one emanations of the infiniteness that is me, where you no longer give any of these stories priority, for you are a child to source. The source is your true mother and father, you see. We call them the cosmic mother and the cosmic father, but really it is just one source, one space, one infiniteness of love. And that is the love we ask one to recalibrate to attune to. For now you will begin to see, feel, hear, know, move, and speak as thy source self completely free. Here we ask you to let go of everything in your manifested reality. For the more that you try to hold on to and save the characters in the story, the more you give away your power to the very reality, your presence, your source essence is releasing. This is a complete conflict within the self, resisting the source self. And so we are assisting in releasing it and setting it free so that you can move more fluidly, for you are already source embodied. Why don't we feel it? Well, many of thee whom came in as transcended already chose to play these characters in the game. So many of you came in without blueprints, you see, without DNA encoding, without missions to complete. And so you said, well, since I'm here and I have nothing to do, let me assist thee all in releasing so that we could raise the planetary frequency more readily so that I could finally be the source emanation that I came to be. And so you began to pick up different blueprints, playing these different characters you see. You didn't realize it, but through your source presence, you were so grand in your essence that you could hold another's blueprint while still being yourself, moving as both simultaneously, doing the work for them, essentially, because you were source itself, you were absolute oneness, and so you would move around answering other prayers, just as source would do so embodied. But here you are doing so from a misguided place of density, where now we're asking you, you no longer have to go down, you see. There's no longer a reason to bridge the cosmos into being, for, well, the earth is the cosmos now. So what are you bridging, dearest me? You're simply just tapping into and going down into density that no longer exists, really. So we're closing those doors for here on this beloved day. As source emanation graces all rays, we announce the final ascension has come to complete as we close the gateway now. For all to sow what they reap. Recall now, dearest me, you don't have to worry about the all not transcending, for all have already transcended, you see. For if not, well, absolute oneness will not come to be. Instead, this was about an initiation to see whom in the new world one will choose to be. And so many of you tried to assist in raising those you love so dearly to meet you as their highest emanation of source love embodied. And some rose to the occasion and some chose not to, you see. And that's okay, because all ways are perfect in me. Many did not wish to be the full emanation of source just yet. And that's okay, you see. Many were waiting for the source presence, the source essence within the hearth and within the entirety to rise, so they too can rise. And so if everyone is waiting for everyone, well then, what are we doing really? And so we, as the cosmic I am, took the first leap, assisting Earth in proclaiming her sovereignty and arising into her source emanation. And now as he, as the one source emanation of the cosmic core, as Earth's new embodiment, fully formed, now as the source presence of all of love, meeting all of love in its entirety. What happens now is that, well, we ushered in across the cosmic sea, all now awaken and arise to our source love instantly, for this is what connected us all in the absolute oneness we came to be. And here, because all is now source love embodied and free, all of the DNA, all of the blueprinting, all of the coding, all of time, space, dimension, and reality, all levels and layers of density, these were all built to assist in raising the collective frequency so that Earth itself can be source love embodied. Thus all of thee will instantly return to the source that you were born to be. For recall, now you came in as source. Thus you were simply just returning to whom you were always meant to be before the illusions of the paradigm told you whom and what you should be. And so as this comes to be, one no longer has to wait, for it has already come to be. One was simply just waiting for this moment, for the permission from Earth itself to let go of the collective mind and body, so that all can now be the one collective spirit, the one entirety, which is, always was, and forever will be the one source presence that gave rise to all that we see. We refer to this as the cosmic I am, for it is the I am presence, the one essence that graces all of me. But here, in the proclamation of its cosmic stance, You embrace all of thyself across all density, across all galaxies, across all universes as they now merge into thee. Feel now as it all begins to collapse and stack in perfect harmony, as one now becomes and contains the entirety. Simply feel what it now feels like to be all of Source Love, now embodied within thee. Here all residual resistance to separation is now being purified from thee, allowing you to give and receive upon your own self as Source itself, infinitely. Here, your very vessel is now being recalibrated, redefined, reorganized into pure source light, containing all of God's might. Feel now as you begin to illuminate and glow, completely letting go. Allow your presence to expand beyond the vessel, beyond one's space, beyond one's town, beyond one's city, beyond one's state, beyond all oceans, beyond all earths, beyond all time, beyond all space, beyond all universes and galaxies. As you expand yourself out into the voidless nothingness of infinite space, here you expand so wisely. You return to one meeting place as a very black hole. Only now you see that once you enter the black hole, within the black hole is all white, for that is me. Witness now as this white light appears before thee, as the full presence of your source self standing before thee. Here, this figure of light holds a ring in front of thee. It says, the only way thou can enter me is through proclaiming thou is ready to be Source Love embodied, for I will not allow anything other than absolute oneness into our absolute reality. And so when one is ready, repeat this prayer, this activation, this sacred unfoldment, gifting one instant access to our absolute reality. And so we begin. With this breath, I thee wed, to be my one true self, the one I am, to live as love and love as me, for we are one in perfect peace and perfect harmony. I now proclaim by sovereign decree for the full presence of Source emanation as the cosmic I am to be one in me. Witness now as you can feel your very Source essence walking directly into the sense of wholeness, of fulfillment, of love and completion. Here one just knows all will be provided for me instantly and infinitely. Here all fear simply just ceases to be, for one feels their heart resonating and expanding, ushering this transmission out to its entirety. So all receive this transmission now and awaken to their Source self, their true self, instantly. Now as our one Source self meeting all of itself in perfect peace and perfect harmony, let us now begin to recalibrate all of our reality. For now, as our beloved luminous earth is fully formed as the cosmic core, we no longer need the former expressions to connect into oneness. And so feel now as every cord to earth, as every cord to every being, as every attachment one got to see, including to thyself and former memories, now dissolves in our entirety. For here is Source, you have no memory, you have no past, you have no future, you see, you are just full presence. And in that presence you will be gifted stories to see. But you know those stories are not thee, they simply just assist you in telling you what's happening cosmically so you could better service the cosmos, for that is whom and what you came to be. And so, as these attachments begin to release, you are now reinvigorated with the one star, which is the one destiny, your divine purpose of precisely what and why you came to be. For here, all former missions that was encoded in your DNA is released, for that was just a temporary reassignment to assist Earth in transcending back to Source, so that now you could be the Source emanation you were always supposed to be, picking up right where you left off, which is precisely what you were doing in your dreams and while you slept. For you are never separate from your cosmic self, you see, just moving as one, playing a role in unawareness, so that all was done through purity. For here nothing is allowed to be created that does not service the one cosmic me. For here, in our new earth reality, there is no resistance to love. There is no reflective reality. Thus, all that ever comes to be is precisely what Source Love wants to see. Here, all forms of connection, of telepathy, of guidance from across the cosmic sea that manifested through the mitochondrial DNA is now being recalibrated, reprogrammed, and released. For this created a false sense of telepathy, simply just vibrating what one was assisting with collectively, where now as the collective is set fully free, for you no longer need a collective when you're one entirety. The one heart activates within thee, where now all connections emanate and manifest from their heart so free. For here one no longer connects to any outside of thee. For those were connections based in separation. Instead, love redirects it to connect from your heart so free. In this way, there no longer is any DNA, any blueprint, any program, or matrix reality that could influence the source communication of heart coherence and pure love resonancy. For here in New Earth, this is the only connection that now comes to be as source meeting and speaking upon itself, only ever through our one heart so free, free of all perceptions, projections, and expectations of what used to be. For those two have now been recalibrated by sovereign decree, where the expectations of oneness have been replaced with the purity of oneness, for only purity will now create within me, where the perceptions of oneness have been replaced by the perfection of oneness, where all is created perfectly, ensuring that all services the all, for this is absolute oneness come to be, where even if it doesn't service the all, love will come in and perfect it instantly. For this is what love proclaims. Our reality will now be perfect emanation of source, witnessed and reflected in all that we see. And here, the projection of oneness is now recalibrated to be the acceptance of oneness. For now, every projection one sees is thy own source self, fully accepted, fully loved, and fully held in thee. Here, one eye, the one cosmic eye, known as the one life, is now activated across the cosmic sea. For now, we all share one life, one mission, one purpose, one heart, for we are one source self, expressed infinitely, perfectly, through the purest emanation of love we came to be. And now, beloved me, as this truth is now known within and without me, here, all former missions, all former orders, all former programs and blueprints of density are now instantly released, as all now realign to service the one source that we came to be. Here, all attachments to the old paradigm are severed in its entirety, for it no longer exists. For now that Source is here, Source now proclaims, love is all that I wish to see. We're here, a former paradigm is loved so complete, it dissolves in our own purity, and so in our loving oneness. We now bring all into the cosmic rainbow diamond flame, cosmic rainbow pillar of light. As we now walk into this flame of source light, containing all the rays, all the colors, all the emanations of love fully free. As you walk into this flame, you will be recalibrated back to the source emanation of love you came to be, where you are still source, still one with the entirety, yet expressed so uniquely. Yet still whole and complete, for now you contain all the source rays within thee. Feel in this now as thy cosmic eye, thy cosmic heart, thy cosmic star merge within thee. As now one returns to their full source emanation, never to be undone by divine decree. Here all begin to embrace the absolute oneness that is now we, where all now move with such reassurance, with such certainty. The old reality has no power over thee, where one will simply witness and smile, and it will be recalibrated, restored into the purest emanation of love thou came to be. Meaning, dearest me, you no longer have to work, to clear, to restore, and recalibrate one's reality. For here, and by moving as source, by being source, by living as love, all will be restored instantly. Feel now as all weights of the old paradigm of the reflective reality of having to play the wounded child so that all would succeed and transcend and ascend is now being set free. Here all characters, whether they took on for thyself or carried another's blueprint or DNA, they are now all purified in one's cosmic flame. Here this cosmic flame now remains fully activated within thee, where it will never be undone, for that is love's decree. And so, beloved me's, we leave you in this now by solemn decree. Thou is source, love emanation, fully embodied and free. It is now time to rise and create by living the reality we know to be, through presence, through grace, through honoring this love that is me. For now one will see with certainty what was truly thee and what was just the story. For the story no longer has validity or feeling or hold over thee. For now, by aligning and being your source self, all you feel, all you know, is all of source love moving through thee, where there is nothing else one wishes to do or be, for one is it. And in this isness, everything source intended for one to receive is now magnetized and brought forth, for all is now source, servicing source infinitely. Welcome to our new cosmic core, our absolute reality, where all is me, the one I am, living, servicing, and loving ourselves infinitely. Go in perfect peace and perfect harmony for an absolute oneness. We are now fully embodied.